Hello and welcome to the Dad Dialogue podcast. I am your host, Laurence. In this introductory episode, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the podcast, the plan for the podcast, a little insight into me as your host, and also the idea behind starting this podcast. So just a little background on me. I am a stay-at-home dad to two young boys. They're currently 3 and 1 as I'm recording this in 2024. And I'm originally from England, but I currently live in the Netherlands. Before here, I was living in Hong Kong. We moved to the Netherlands in 2023. And when that time happened, I became a stay-at-home dad. I was a teacher before then, but have since moved into being a stay-at-home dad. And one of the things that I've realised most about being a stay-at-home dad, spending a lot of time with my kids and play dates and play groups and so on, is how much I have learned from other parents, having just casual conversations with other dads, other mums, and learning about their stories, learning about their stresses, learning about their successes, has really helped form my parenting journey and helped impact me. Connecting with other parents, hearing what they're going through or that they're going through similar challenges to me keeps me grounded in the situation, and then it opens the door for sharing tips, tricks or hacks to help your problem and help your situation. In this podcast, I'll be looking to chat with dads from numerous different walks of life. Every dad has at least a few stories to tell, and I want to hear as many as possible, but also help them share their story with as many people as possible out there like you listening to this. I hope we can all learn a thing or two, as well as have a few laughs along the way. I also wanted to tell you how you can interact with the show yourself. I'm always looking for new guests to come on the show to help share their parenting journey. If that would be interesting for you, you can register your interest on the website daddialogue.co.uk. There are a few questions in there so I can get to know a little bit about you, and then we can try and set up a time to get you on the show yourself. We all have something to share, and I hope to have the chance to hear your story and share your story. I hope to eventually open the format up to have conversations about specific topics, maybe invite some guests back and break down some of the bigger subjects in the world of parenting. If you have any suggestions for topics, again, go to daddialogue.co.uk, submit your suggestions. And of course, just like any podcast host, I'm going to ask you to share this podcast with someone in your life that you think might enjoy it. I hope to cover lots of different areas of parenting, different stories, so I think that anyone and everyone can relate to something that gets shared on the show at some point. You can follow us over on Instagram, Dad Dialogue. We upload some clips on there as well as on YouTube. You can interact with us in lots of different ways. There's also email, daddialoguepodcast@gmail.com. Reach out if you want. If you have any questions, feedback, feed forward, anything that you would like to talk to me about, please do reach out. I would love to hear from you. With all that being said, I'm now just going to play a few clips from some of the episodes that we've recorded already. I want to extend a huge thank you to some of these people that have taken the time out to do these interviews and these recordings early on before everything had been set up. They've been really helpful to me, so a big thank you to everyone that's come on the show early on. I hope some of these clips just give you a little bit of an idea of what we're in for, and I hope you do go ahead and listen to some of the episodes, and I really hope you enjoy the podcast. Please reach out to me if you have anything to say, anything at all.
As soon as you think you've got everything under control and you've got a handle on like how a 2-year-old works, a 3-year-old comes along and changes everything, and that seems to happen every year.
In my line of work, I work on IT projects, but this is like working on an IT project that's going to go live in 15 years from now. So I'll only see the actual results 15 years from now.
It really reminded me that, it's not about like me doing everything. It really is about delegating and freeing me up so that I can do things that are more important for myself or even for the company.
I guess when you become a parent, you no longer think about yourself. You no longer live for yourself. That is, the decisions that you make on a daily basis isn't about yourself anymore, but it's purely for your kids.
What I would tell Matt from 9 months ago is probably just that it's going to be all right. Prepare yourself emotionally, but everything's going to be all right. There's no need to be worried.
They're right. Things do change. Of course they change, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Your dreams don't stop when you get married or you have kids. It's just that they are now a part of it and they get to share in it. And likewise, you get to share in their dreams.
Thank you so much for listening to this introduction episode of the Dad Dialogue podcast. I hope you join us again soon for another episode. Have a great day. Goodbye.